Hey there, I'm Susanne. Welcome back to the Blissful Wish Show. And today I want to show you how I create my long form content every week. So I'm going to show you all the details, exactly what I'm doing every single week. The first step normally is ChatGPT. I feed it with, where do I have it? A prompt. So last week I came up with an idea for a video about membership or signature program, which is right for your yoga business. So I shared this as an Instagram post before and it resonated quite well with my audience. And I decided I wanted to make a longer, not super long, but like longer, deeper video about it. So I shared actually here the Instagram carousel and some instructions with ChatGPT with what I wanted to talk about, like what is the learning basically. And it was great. It gave me a really, really great script. Sometimes I go a little bit more back and forth with the script. I add more of my stories. And sometimes I just use it basically as an outline. And then I simply start talking and filming and recording and add my own insights basically in the story that I'm telling you on this video. So here I kept this pretty much like it is. Then I simply recorded it in Descript. Oh, I didn't open Descript, right? So I have to show you Descript as well, which is pretty amazing, which I'm using right now to record this video as well. So you simply click here on New Project, and then you can record either, like your webcam or your FaceTime camera or your screen or both. And it's really amazing because editing is so easy. So for example, for this video here, what I did was, it's amazing, it's recording and it allows me to show it to you. So I recorded in here and then I can edit it right here in the script. So it creates a script out of my recording. And for example, when I made a mistake, I mean, obviously this is the edited version, so it looks quite cleaned up. But normally when I make a mistake, I simply pause and then I can see in the script where it is. So I start again, and then I can simply delete where I went wrong. So this is really, really great. And then I don't really do any editing in my video normally. I just keep it really simple. So this is just me talking to the camera. You have my living room in the background. The light isn't perfect, the audio either, because it's this big room. But I think it's working good enough. So this is how I record. And sometimes I use like screenshots like I'm doing now, and then you just see the little bubble. Okay, so I recorded in Descript, I edit it, takes me just a few minutes, and then I export it here as a video, local export the video, and I also export the transcript, which is amazing, unless I have a really detailed script. But sometimes, like right now in this video, I don't have a script for this video. I just wanted to go through everything. So I'm going to download the transcript and then I'm going to use that for the next steps. Okay, so this is Descript. After I've downloaded it, I upload it to YouTube. So I have my YouTube channel here. And then I have only started like adding more videos, like a month ago. So there's not really a lot there yet. So for YouTube, I need the video, I need the show notes, and I need the thumbnail. The show notes I also create in ChatGPT. So this was here the next step. Write the show notes for YouTube. Here's the footer. So I simply copy pasted that from my last video. And it's amazing, right? So it gives me like here the show notes, what to add. And then I just told her, take out the timestamps, especially since you invented them, I don't need them. So, and then I think I just took this here, copy pasted that into YouTube. So this is the show notes that I just created with ChatGPT. And then I simply create the thumbnail in Canva. So I have one layout here for my YouTube thumbnails, and I simply mostly just copy paste one that I think would fit like approximately. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this style, but for now, it's just like I started this probably a few years ago and decided, okay, it probably stands out. So let's do this here for YouTube. It can look a little bit more, it's a little bit more in your face, right? It's a little bit more stronger than just like a soft font and beige colors. I still use my brand colors here and the Montserrat font, which I also use for my brand. So yes, I just move things around here. At some of the photos, this is a really old one from Bali. I did a photo shoot back there. Sometimes I could also search for photos, but I like to use personal photos here. So that's the first step, record the video, upload it on YouTube. The next step is creating a blog post. And I highly recommend that. Even when you're creating a podcast or YouTube video, also create a blog post. So I have my blog. So I just show it from my website, but the blog is on WordPress. So this is it. So it's actually really simple. So it's the same title here. And then I ask ChatGPT here, next, write a blog post. Keep the value and voice from the script, but optimize for SEO and add subheadings and a meta description. And yeah, I did a really good job here. So I think I pretty much used this. Yep. So I simply copy pasted in here, added it a little bit. So I have like H2 headings in here. I add the video in here. This is a free plugin that I use, Video ARVE, where I simply enter the video URL. I don't change anything of the other settings, and it embeds the video, and it's also optimized for mobile, etc. I choose the category. I add a featured image. So here I simply added the same image I have like in that YouTube thumbnail, but normally I don't really worry about that. And I added the meta description and the same text for the excerpt, which I don't even know it's shown on my website. It might be. So yeah, then you can preview it. So this is what it looks like on my website. So here's the video embedded from YouTube. And the point of creating a blog post as well is that this is an additional way for people to find you. I mean, YouTube is great. YouTube is a search engine. You can get amazing traffic from YouTube. But I like to have people in my world as well. It's much easier for them when they discover this to find other content as well. And then, oh yeah, let's look at more business strategy content, or sign up for my newsletters, for my freebies. It's like when they are in my world, I want to keep them there if possible. So that's why I have so many blog posts, right? So over 300, I think. Yeah, because I create one for every video, for every podcast episode, pretty much. And it's so easy today with ChatGPT. It's really not a lot of extra work, and it works well. It's also like when I link to the post from somewhere, normally I link to the blog post and not to YouTube. Like from Pinterest, for example, I don't link directly to YouTube. I link to my blog post because I want people to see my world, basically. So, and they are on my website then. So that's the blog post, YouTube blog post. The next step would be probably the newsletter, right? So next prompt, write the newsletter. And here I like to share a little bit more of a personal story, personal insight. So I gave ChatGPT a few more information about what I've been doing that week, my launching of the Blissful HIVE, mistakes I made, etc. And then it gave me the draft with different subject line ideas. So yeah, so here it was like a little bit back and forth because I really, I care about my newsletters that I send out. I told it no M-dashes because everybody's like so tired of seeing them. It screams AI. Sometimes I also have to remind ChatGPT not to use those short, punchy sentences or triples. I got a lot better with that in learning my voice. So sometimes I have just to remind it, please remember to use my voice. And you get really good at that, actually. So, okay, so the newsletter took a little bit of time, but I got there in the end, obviously. And, this is the newsletter where I added a screenshot from the video here as an image. I don't always do that. I mean, a GIF would be great as well, animated GIF, but I was like, I don't have that extra time for that right now. Here I link to YouTube and also to the blog post. And actually, a lot of people here prefer to read the blog post. And then I also promoted my membership, the Blissful Biz Hive, in that newsletter. So I scheduled it then to get sent out. Normally I send it out every Tuesday, my newsletter, at the same time, early afternoon in Europe, and then it's like early morning in the US. Yes, so we have the video, we have the blog post, we have the newsletter. That's already like the big part for my content creation for the week. Then comes the extras. So the next step is go to ChatGPT. It's all happening in the same chat. The next step was the Pinterest pins. So Pinterest is so under the radar for most people. And honestly, when I'm really busy, it's probably the first time that I decide to skip that week as well, which is so stupid because it's really just like 10, 15 minutes it takes me, which I always have every week. If I'm honest, I always have 10, 15 minutes. And Pinterest has the advantage, just like YouTube, it's a search engine and it has longevity. Pins that I pinned years ago, they still bring me traffic every single week to my website. So, I mean, you have 10, 15 minutes a week to get found for years and years and years to come, to get like more eyes on your piece of content. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm asking ChatGPT to write 5 SEO optimized Pinterest pin titles and descriptions based on the YouTube video. Very close to the original, optimized for SEO and to include yoga teachers. Sometimes I have to remind it to really, for SEO reasons, to speak to yoga teachers, call them out. And then it gives me like 5 titles and descriptions. So I go with that to Canva. I have one layout, Pinterest, and I simply copy paste those 5 titles into 5 different images. Sometimes I have also like a quote image, but normally I don't bother. So I simply copy paste here, and then I change the image. Sometimes I play around a little bit with the colors, so it's not exactly the same every single week, right? So you don't want to have the same post every week. And yes, so it needs to be different posts with different text and titles for every post. So Pinterest doesn't like it anymore that you post the same pin image with the same title and description to 10 different boards. It's like all algorithm based now as well there. So it's 5 different images. I download them, I upload them to Pinterest, and it's really simple. So I simply go here to create pin, open that 5 times, right? And then I simply have like my 5 tabs here, drag and drop the image, and then I go copy paste to my ChatGPT here, copy paste the title, copy paste the description, and then add the destination link. And then one I publish immediately, and the other always I publish at a later day, like normally just like one day in between at that time or a little bit later. And that's it. That's basically what I do for Pinterest. And this is what it looks like, right? Oops. So you can see here, what I posted like the last weeks actually got a lot of views, and this is like clicks, like people click actually on the image, and so it gets me traffic, right? So, and it's like my brand colors as well, so people recognize my brand here. So it's little, but it's not really super big numbers, but it really adds up. And the beautiful thing, as I said, is it has longevity. Is working long term for you guys. Okay, so that's Pinterest, and the next step is Instagram. And here last week I created a carousel post. I also used ChatGPT, so that was that. Next, write an Instagram carousel post full of value and in my voice. Remember, I like long text on my slides. I think I went back and forth a little bit here and like edited things So it's really like more in my style, like with more text on each slide. So really telling a story here. So this is like a mini blog post already, right? Okay, and that's basically it. That's my weekly schedule. I spread it out over 2 days. Normally I use Monday for my content creation, the scripting, the filming, the social media, copy, and Tuesday I set everything up and schedule it out and repurpose it. That works for me. And the beautiful thing here really is the longevity, that I still get traffic every single month from blog posts that I published years and years and years ago. So, write the blog post, create the YouTube video, record the podcast, and put it out there and be consistent. It makes a difference. If weekly is too much for you, if you don't have the time, you're busy, you still have another job or children or something, I get it. You don't have to commit to weekly, do bi-weekly. But commit to that, because that consistency is going to make such a big difference for your own routine and ease of mind. And, you get into that routine, into that process. So it's something you do. It's like cleaning your teeth. It's just like something you do. And it helps with Google, with YouTube, with building your audience, with the trust you build with your audience. If you show up consistently, it helps to build trust. They know you're there. They know you're showing up. You're actually, when you say you're going to do something, you actually do it. That makes a difference. So I hope this wasn't too overwhelming, my full weekly process, but it gave you an idea of what I'm doing here. Get in touch when you have any questions. And if you want to learn more, check out the Blissful Biz Hive and give it a test for 7 days. I would love to see you inside. Bye.